Hey, hello everyone, welcome. So in today's video we are going to understand about AMI. So in the last video I have discussed about EC2 instance and how you can deploy your Flask app on EC2 instance by leveraging AWS services. Now today we'll understand each and every component of that EC2 instance that we used while creating it. So the first thing is the AMI that we are going to understand today. So let's understand the full form of AMI. So A for Amazon, M for machine, and I for image. So the full form of AMI is your Amazon machine image, right? Now let us discuss about today's agenda. So first we will understand the introduction about AMIs. Then we will understand boot modes in AMIs, OS in AMIs, and the conclusion. So I don't waste your time. I quickly jump onto it. So first of all, let's understand like introduction about AMIs. As you can see, it's written here that this AMI is nothing but a template that contains everything you need to set up a virtual computer. You have a computer in your home, you have a laptop, right? So these are physical devices that exist in your home or in your places. But now these things are virtually available through the EC2 instances, and these all are created using AMIs. So that is the high level overview about AMIs. And here I have created a very simple diagram for you to explain how it works. So there is a EC2 instance you have here, and we have multiple OSs. Now today you have an application, for example, maybe a chatbot, okay, and you want to deploy that, right? And you want key everyone should be able to access my chatbot, and you have a beautiful UI for that. So such situations you can put all of your code into the EC2 instances and you can choose the OSs. There are different operating system are available when you are going to create any EC2 instance, and there you can find AMIs. So these OSs are actually coming through the AMIs. This all the images are actually the OSs that we want to deploy, and on that OS only your code, your complete infrastructure will run. See, there are many other AWS services that are quite manageable, but at the end, in the back end, everything is on EC2 only. Sometimes you are completely handling that EC2 instance architecture or settings, and some services are doing everything for you in the back end. You don't have to worry about it. But at the end, the base server in the backend will always be your EC2 instance only. Okay. Now, so what AMI includes? First of all, already we have mentioned that it's a template for the root volume for the instance. For example, an OS, an application server, and application. The same example I have given you in the last PPT, right? Now, then we have a launch permission. So what launch permission does, it control which AWS account can use the AMI to launch the instances. And we'll explain more about launch permission next. So the next one is a block device mapping that specify the volumes to attach in the instance when it launched. See, you have application, you have a OS, you have a computer, it should have some amount of storage, right? And here you can define your storage as how much storage you need for your server, right? You have your desktop, your laptop, it has some amount of 1 TB, 2 TB, 512 GB, like this kind of storages, right? Same you can put for according to your way in EC2 instances. So now let us understand the types of launch permission that we have for AMIs. So first one is public. As you can see, public is self-explanatory, that owner grants launch permission to all the AWS accounts. The next one is explicit. So this explicit is the owner grants launch permission to specific AWS account, organizations, or organization units. It generally happens for big companies where they have many AWS account. Maybe they have a specific AWS account for each project. So like this way they generally try to grant permission according to the use cases. And the next one is your implicit. So this is owner as implicit launch permission for an AMI. So here owner has your implicit launch permission on AMI. Now, so let us understand now the boot, okay, in AMI. So what happens when a computer boots? See, you know this, right? So when we turn off our computer, we restart our computer, right? So this is the thing that our first software runs to prepare the system. It has to prepare the whole system to come up with that desktop page where you can see all of your icons, your Windows button, your search button, your taskbar and everything. So that software has to run to prepare the system for you and let the operating system work with the hardware so that it can work with the hardware. So that what happens when a computer boots, right? Now there are boot modes supported in Amazon EC2 instances. So now we'll understand boot modes. So the first one is the UEFI. The full form of it is Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. There is a modern boot mode. Another one is the legacy BIOS. That is a traditional boot mode. Okay. See, AMI can have these boot modes. EFI boots in UEFI mode. Legacy BIOS boots in legacy BIOS mode. That already I have mentioned above. Now UEFI preferred. You always try to take the UEFI as a boot mode. You should try the UEFI first. Fall back to legacy BIOS if UEFI is not supported. And the boot modes tell you the EC2 how to start the instance. As already I mentioned, right, that this is a software that runs. If I come back to the last page, right, the same thing just explained here. The first software runs to prepare the system and let the operating system work with the hardware. Same way you can think of a EC2 instance as another computer that is virtually available somewhere. So that boot mode will tell the EC2 instance how to start. How to start is hardware, how to connect with its things so that you can get the proper UI where you can do your work. And if I set but the OS doesn't support it, definitely the instance won't start. Because if your booting is not working properly, if your system is not able to connect with the hardware properly, your systems won't be open. You'll always get an error. So you need to make sure that you are selecting the boot mode correctly. Now the next we understand OS in AMIs. So you can see when we create the EC2 instance that I showed in the last video, there I was selecting AMI, right? I have selected Ubuntu. So you can see I have taken a screenshot of that page. There are many OS they have kept in that EC2 instance page. So I cannot keep all of them, but yeah, as you can see, Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat. There are many OS that you can use according to your use case. Okay, and then the storage that we have discussed, right? So the two type of storage that we have here, one is elastic block storage and the one is instant storage. So elastic block storage, you start a virtual machine from the AMI. Its main storage, its root device is an EBS volume. EBS means elastic block storage. So this volume made using a copy. The copy in general we call it a snapshot, okay, of data from Amazon EBS. So this works for both Linux and Windows. Now another one is instant store. So this instant store backed AMI root device for an instance launched from the AMI is this instant store volume created from a template stored in S3. As you can understand that this instant store created from a template stored in Amazon S3, okay, and it only support for Linux AMIs only. Windows doesn't support instant store for the root devices. So we are now at the end of this video. As you can understand, AMIs are very important content while creating a virtual server because that is the holding the OS where you are going to implement your solution. So it's always depends on what use case you're working on and accordingly you need to use it. So I hope you guys have understood whatever I've explained. Please do let me know your thoughts or any improvements if you feel, or any content you want me to produce through my channel, please don't let me know in the comment box. And thank you for watching.